Alright guys, in the first two videos I talked you through the ideas behind two variable inequalities. In the second one we actually graphed one using kind of our shortcuts and using the ideas. Now this time we've gone over it. I'm going to go through a little bit faster because we've already gone through the process and we've talked about it. I want to be able to get through both of these examples and be able to show you the answers and how we get them. Okay, so let's go ahead and here we go! Here's the first one. We got x plus 5y is less than or equal to 10. We want to first find that division line. What's the division line between the points that work and the points that don't? So we're just going to temporarily change this so that we can get a line out of it. Okay, and then we'll solve it. We're going to solve for y because we wanted y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to subtract the x. That's going to give me 5y is equal to, now I'm going to go negative x plus 10. That's all right because this is a positive 10. And so that way I've got the x in front. Then we're going to divide by 5. Okay, you can either divide the whole thing by 5 or you can divide them individually by 5. Okay, as long as you divide each individual term by 5, that's fine. So we've got y equals, now remember a negative x is the same thing as negative 1x. So this is really the same thing as negative 1/5 x, and then 10 divided by 5 is 2. So let's go ahead and put our line down. So our y-intercept is right here at 2. The slope is negative 1 over 5, so I can either go down 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I can go up 1 and then to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In fact, I'm going to do both of those as I just did so I can get a nice line. Now this one says, before I draw the line, this one says it's less than or equal to. Now since it's less than or equal to, that means I do want to include the points that were on this line. Remember, this line demonstrates the points that work in this equation. And since I want to include the points that are equal, then I'm going to draw a solid line so that I'm including those. Okay, so draw a solid line. Now, of course, since it's an inequality, I have to demonstrate whether the points down here are the answers or the points up there. So let's test out a point. I like testing out 0, 0 because that's a nice little point. So we're going to test out that. So we'll go 0 plus 5 times 0 is less than or equal to 10. 0 plus 0 is 0, so that means I've got 0 is less than or equal to 10, which is absolutely true every single day of the year, even leap year, even leap day, which is coming up soon. So there we go. We've got 0 is less than or equal to 10. That means that 0, 0, this point right here, needs to be in the shaded region. And so I'm going to shade everything in this area. Everything down here is part of the answer to this equation. Any point that you pick here, you can substitute in here and it'll work. All right, I got 2 minutes left. Let's do one more. Here we go. Again, solving for y. So I'm going to change it temporarily to an equal sign. So I'm going to go minus 3x. And then we've got 5y is equal to negative 3x minus 15. Again, I'm putting the x first. We'll divide everything by 5. And this time I'm just going to divide the whole thing by 5, which means that individually I'm going to divide them by 5. So y equals negative 3 over 5x minus, because it's a negative divided by a positive, 15 divided by 5 is 3. So let's go ahead. We'll put that point down. And then I've got to go down 3 over 5. So down 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 1 point. Or I could have gone positive 3, up 3, and then negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please remember that if it's a negative slope, it should be going down from left to right, as mine does. Now this one is just less than. Since it's just less than, then that means that I don't want to include the points on this line, right? So that's going to be dashed. A dashed line is kind of like the dot that's not filled in. It's saying, hey, there's a division here, but we don't really want to include the points on the line. Okay, so now we need to test a point to find out if I should be shading above or below. So let's try 0, 0, because that's an easy point. Do you have to use 0, 0? Absolutely not, but it's going to be a heck of a lot easier if you do. So here we go, 3 times 0 plus 5 times 0 is less than negative 15. That will give me 0 is less than negative 15. Is 0 less than negative 15? No, it ain't, which means that this 0, 0 should not be included in the shaded area. It's not a solution. It should not be shaded. So it's not this side. That means it's going to be this side over here. And there you go. We solved two variable inequalities.